Signers, and welcome back to Cash or Trash, my Crossout mobile review series. In this episode, we'll be covering the Incinerator Legendary Catapult. So starting out, it's 6 energy, so you can have 2 on your vehicle. It has 3,320 durability, so it's not the best, but you can hide these behind your cabin, so it really doesn't matter unless you're fighting piercing weapons. It has a mass of 450 kilograms. Moving on to its perk. After hitting the target, the projectile turns from a projectile into a bunch of burning fragments, and they will fly it like a giant fragmentation bomb. So, and those fragments will also explode. So basically, it's a cluster bomb pretty much. So their damage and heating, like the heating of the fragments and the damage of them, is based on the distance the projectile was in the air. So at 250 meters, it's an 150% heating and damage bonus. Continuing on, it has a 350 meter maximum range, but it doesn't. Here's a clip. Anyways, 7-second reload, which is pretty long, but with ammo box and gladiator, that quickly doesn't become a problem. 40% heating per shot, so for 2 of them, that's 80%. So you'll pretty much fully heat the enemy when you hit them with 2 of these things. It's got a 72 meter a second projectile speed, which is painfully slow if you don't have a gladiator or a breakthrough. So if you're pretty much not running Gladi breakthrough, the only thing you should run is with it Serrera. The Serrera, when you run dual instants, you run up to the enemy and just smack them directly with the catapults, fully heating them, and then just shred them with the Serrera. That will work really well. Continuing on, it's got 30% direct and 47% explosive, but the direct instants don't really seem to do that much, whereas blast instants will absolutely ruin your day. So from just experience alone, mod these for blast damage. And then the rotation speed doesn't really matter. It can't even fully rotate. And then it's got a 6 meter explosion radius, but remember, it still has those shrapnel pieces. Now, I already gave the recommended cabins being Serrera and Gladiator, and that's really all you should run this with. If you don't have either of those, I would probably not suggest running Incinerators. Anyways, let's get on to some gameplay. So from that is the Incinerator cash or trash. Honestly, right now I'd say it's still a cash. It got a pretty decent nerf in the last update, being 10% of its damage. But even still after this nerf, it still hits like a truck. So overall, if you have Gladiator and Breakthrough in your account, I'd honestly run this in Clan War. So it's a pretty solid weapon right now. It's in a pretty good state. It's not too overpowered. So it probably won't be getting any more nerfs, but it might. It's in a pretty balanced state right now. So if you have Serera with Incins is a great combo. So if you don't have Gladiator Breakthrough and still want to run Incins, you can run it at close range with the Serera. But with Gladi Breakthrough, Incins really shine. Other than that, please consider to like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye.